Hey everybody, cheers. It is now Friday the 16th of February. If you did something special for Valentine's Day, I hope you had a good one. I'm back because I had received another gift recently, a package, and I had put them away, so I forgot to mention them. And the maker, Mauricio Alvarado, reminded me. I really do appreciate this stuff, and I am happy to know that when I talk about stuff, that it does help. Actually, it does help. I'm able to help people promote, and it's honest because I only talk about stuff that I like. So I'm glad to know that it helps. Mauricio Alvarado, I've never met in person, but he's a big music lover, and he has a company called Rockin' Pins. And I think it was through the vinyl community that we somehow became associated. He sent me his work before. He makes pins for bands. He makes I think he makes other items for merchandise for bands. But he has come up the ranks, and he is working professionally for some of the biggest names. I'll have to look it up, but I think he just got David Bowie and Frank Zappa. But he I don't have them here to show you, but he showed me Gentle Giant pins he made, but he sent me the latest. These are really excellent, Mauricio, and your crew who make these pins. They're really heavy, high quality, really strong pins. However they're cast, these are really well made. 2018 Ian Anderson group of companies at Rockin' Pins. He's working with the actual bands. These are official, and these are killer. Look at that. That's one gentle one. This one, because I bought it when it came out. Still have a copy, although not my original, but thick as a brick. That's tight. I like how it's really small. This is one. I don't wear pins like I used to when I was young on my clothes, but this one I may wear. The one I will definitely be wearing at some point, and probably I'll wear it at the awards show tomorrow night, on my jacket, is this Vertigo pin. Vertigo is just one of the coolest record labels ever. The design as well as what's on it. Some iconic, amazing music from the past until today. I mean, just think about it. Black Sabbath and Metallica are on Vertigo, okay? I like that Mauricio does the lesser known bands, but the ones that deserve to be honored. Goblin, Italian band who've done a lot of horror movie soundtracks. Superb pen. Just superb. And this one is tight. I mean, with purple buttons and everything. Prince. Yeah, this I'll wear as well. This one I'll wear a lot, actually. And my favorite two for last, because again, I forget, Mauricio. You're the official merchandiser for several of these bands. Is it Frank Zappa? I think you got Frank Zappa, did you? Look at this Mothers of Invention Freakout pin. Look at that. That's some good work, y'all. And they're heavy. And the piece de resistance for me, Van der Graaf generator. That is tighter than shit. Look at that. That is boss. Yeah, these can probably be worn by adults, my age. They're just so good. They're just so nice. They're so well done. Thank you, Mauricio, so much for sending these to me. I have the others. I've put them away, so I don't know where I put them, or else I'd have shown them all. But I put this stuff like this away so I don't damage it. These are wonderful. Rockin' Pins, people. Okay, yeah, I just did a pitch for Rockin' Pins. But it was honest, okay? And I didn't get paid a cent. He sends me the pins. They're killer. You can see for yourself they're really good. That's honest advertising. picking up new people watching all the time and commenting, and I don't comment back to everyone all the time. And sometimes I wait before I start to comment back to people. I don't feel the need to comment to everyone. Please comment freely. When I see comments that I either don't understand or they seem like they're slightly disrespectful, I erase them. You know, if we don't know each other personally, you have no business stepping to me disrespectfully. I'm not saying anything disrespectful here, so those go right away. Just a reminder, okay? Yeah, be civil. I'm getting to the point of social commentary. I will make some before I'm gone. David Sylvian keeps coming up. People keep, apparently, you know, I've made a lot of videos, so people haven't watched a lot, but I know who David Sylvian is. Here's a piece that was bought for me on his 2002 tour, the Everything and Nothing tour. I did not get a chance to go see him, but a friend of mine did go to Chicago, see the tour, and bought one of these tour-only CDs and had David sign it for me. So I have David Sylvian's autograph, and I love his work. I love the aesthetic, the moodiness of his work. I like that there is a subtle sense of spirituality and intellect with the music. It's not stupid music. I like that. In light of the continuing horrible news and tragedy of the world, our stupid, dunce, selfish president who's just out to make a buck, which just feeds into this negative spiritual soup that we live in. You know, the tone of the country, the actual tone of our energy is really sick now, thanks to many things. But, you know, the administration insisting on running the country like a business is not helping. So music and art and friendship and family are the saviors, because the world at large is just really, really a headache. So Gerald Chia, who I believe lives in Hong Kong, is in the vinyl community and sent this to me a few years back, signed by Steve Hackett, the album that he made with Chris Squacket. Played this twice yesterday all the way through. Just really, it's beautiful. And there's some words on here that really I like. The song about aliens. Aliens are only us. Aliens are only us from another time, another place. Another record that I played that I was busy, and then, well, I was hoping to receive the Doors CDs yesterday, and then come to find out that there was a snafu, and they never contacted me. But then, see, this pisses me off, and this is par for the world we live in now. They made a mistake, but put it on me. Okay, and then when I brought it back to them after pointing it out to them, I got the shittiest, feeblest apology. But I accept it because this is the world we live in. The world is really in bad shape, people. The world is really sick. I'm constantly comparing it to the world that I knew when I was younger. Even as a child in the 60s, with racism being the standard, this world, there were many things that were not as sick as they are now. So, I pulled this, Mew. What is the name of this album? I forget the name of the damned album, but I pulled it just to play it, thinking, you know, I'll just put it on. It was so good, so comforting. I love this band. The sound of Jonas's voice, the imagery, and the seemingly nonsensicalness of the words. I like the fact that they're Danish, and the way they use English. They use it like art. You know, a lot of things that he says on the surface don't make sense. They sound really good, and yet then when you think about it again, it's like you get things from it. So this really helped my day yesterday. Helped it a lot. A couple other things I pulled to play. This was not an easy listen. This was something that Sakamoto did that I guess he needed to do. He did this thing called Sakamoto Plays the Orchestra. And this is a remix, 12-inch from it. Some remixes by Eamon Tobin, Talvin Singh, and Fernando Aponte. I'd always had a bit of a hard time with this. It's drum and bass oriented, but I enjoyed it yesterday. Excuse me. An old album that's collectible now. It's not really psych, it's more just rock and roll. It's rock omnibus, but I like this cover, and I do like the record. There's some very interesting acid-tinged psychedelic lead guitar playing on here that's notable. Omnibus from I think about 1970. I think that's about only a new thing out of the pile to show you. So yeah, there's a holdup with the Doors CD should be here by next weekend, hopefully. Okay, I don't want to go into it. Last thing I'll muse on is, of course, we had another shooting. You know, children in school. Everyone's losing their shit trying to talk about it. To me, the thing that's most disappointing is how the media just uses the story to make money and to sensationalize and to babble about, but never offering true solutions. And so as a result, there will be this fever that we have now of all this babble, useless talk, and nothing will happen. Nothing will change because we're stuck. We're stuck on, this is what it looks like to me. We're stuck with the bottom line being the market. We're stuck with the bottom line being that someone has to make a profit, and that driving motivation supersedes everything else or pushes everything out of the way. I've been watching this happen successively as a child, where it used to be that you did believe the American dream and that people were actually doing things for the benefit of mankind. Some are, but the bottom line is that what's really going on is the mad dash for profit. And things happen along the way, some good things, but mostly what's going on is the mad dash for profit. Why do I bring this up regarding Florida and children? I see a direct connection value-wise when we keep complaining about our children and what's happening to us, but we're not able to make the connection to that. We're too focused on continuing to make money and profit. That's the problem I see, is that the bottom line is still more as opposed to just sustaining. And I do feel that it is unfortunate that the leaders and people who are in positions of power in this world are so focused on their personal gain and keeping the game going that no one in large positions of power is willing to change the conversation, to start a conversation that says, well, yes, economics runs everything, it's international, and so it has to keep going. However, it's time for the conversation to start to change. It's time for leaders to start talking about the fact that we have to start talking more realistically and more upfront about moving away from profit-based business to sustainability. And this is likely not going to happen. What's kind of horrifying to me is how quickly things have deteriorated since I was a teen watching this. You know, things are way worse now than I thought. This was a long time coming. So what I'm saying is great attrition and deterioration of the infrastructure of societies is happening now, and at a much greater, things could really fall apart before I die. Things will fall apart in order for society to rebuild again. That's how empires, They rise, they fall. I think this is embodied in the, the Hindus' god Shiva, the destroyer. There's two sides to destruction, Shiva, destroyer. Shiva is destroying and creating something new. One goes, the new is replaced. So the empire, the great empire of America is, the West is in decline. It's over. The halcyon days of America are over. We're in total decline and in complete denial of it. It's not going to get better. It's going to get a lot worse in my lifetime, a lot worse in your life, our lifetime. So that's why I say these things, because it's like if you could just get people to realize that folks like Trump are leading, and business people like that, he's just one example, are leading the parade to total, to just things are not going to get better with this kind of mindset. That's the last thing I want to say. Okay, to get back to it, Rockin' Pins, Mauricio, thank you so much. Music saves me, art saves me.